Hello everyone, if you want to play the latest Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon into your PC because you don't own a Nintendo Switch, then this is the perfect video tutorial for you to watch, because in this video tutorial I'm going to teach you where to get all the files that you need in order to play it into your PC. So all the files that you need is this files here that I have in my desktop that I have highlighted here, and that also you have to install the latest build of Ryujinx Emulator. As of recording this video tutorial, the latest build is 1.1668. So here I have Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon, and it shows the game icon for that game, and I have played 7 minutes of it. So for those who don't know, what is Ryujinx Emulator? It is an emulator that can play Nintendo Switch games into your PC as long as you have all of these files here installed into your Ryujinx Emulator. So first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx Emulator first, okay? So to do this, open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx Emulator. Hit search. Go to ryujinx.org, and then go to Get Started, click on that. And if you're using Mac, your Mac OS should be in Mac OS version 11 or later version in order for you to install this. And if you're from Linux, you can download it here. And if you're from Windows, then you can use this here. So I am currently using the latest build of Windows 11, and there's no issue regarding in using Ryujinx Emulator. So all you have to do is just download the Windows version here. So I'm just going to skip the download and installation process because we all know that this is really easy to do and is really straightforward and anyone can do this. So any noob can do this, so I'm just going to skip this part. So I'm going to assume now that you have already downloaded and installed this build of Ryujinx Emulator. So if this is your first installation, then be sure to run the emulator now. Boot it up, and it will say that you will need some certain files installed in it in order for it to play Nintendo Switch games. So in order for you to play Switch games, you will need to have all these files that I have here so that it will run Nintendo Switch games. So what are these files? So these files are the Nintendo Switch keys. You should have both version 15 and 16 and the latest firmware version for the Switch, which is version 16.2. And then you have Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon in NSP or XEI file format. So, if you're asking me where to get all of these files, the only legal way to get all of these files is that you own a Nintendo Switch console and that you have modded it and installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware in it, it means that you can access your Nintendo Switch system files. Once you have access on the system files, just copy all the Nintendo Switch keys and firmware files into your PC. And if you want to get the game, there's no other way, but you should buy the game. That is the only legal way. Buy the game and own the game and digitally back it up into an NSP or XEI file format. That is the only file format that Ryujinx Emulator will be able to boot up. So now, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod or install a custom firmware in it, then I'm just going to save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these files. So in order for you to get all of these files, I'm just going to leave a QR code here on the screen and just scan it with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these files. So once you are in approoms.com, all you have to do is hover down in the middle part of the page so that you'll get Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon in NSP file format. And once you have done that, you can get the keys and the firmware files from the Switch from the bottom part of the website. So be sure to check out the entirety of the website in order for you to get all of these files. So I'm going to assume now that you have downloaded all of the files and that you have a copy of it in the PC just the same as me. So I have put them into the desktop here for you to see. Okay, so go back to Ryujinx Emulator. So we will gonna install them now. So okay, so if you have a copy of it now, it's time to install this. To install, go to Ryujinx, go to File, open your Ryujinx folder, and then open this system folder here. And then first open version 15 of the keys. So all you have to do is just copy and paste these files, drag and drop into this folder. If this is your first installation, this folder should be empty. Close version 15 and then open keys version 16. So in the version 16, it has only the production keys that is updated. So all you have to do is just to copy this and replace the old one so that it will be updated to the latest version. And once done, closing that, close to this folder. Now, it's time to install a firmware. To install a firmware, all you have to do is just go to Tools, go to Install a firmware from XEI or zip file, and then locate your firmware file. Again, your Nintendo Switch firmware should be in version 16. Hit Open, and it will say you have to install it, and hit Yes, and it will say Successfully Installed. You will know that it is successfully installed because it will say his system version will be the same as your firmware version, which is version 16. And you will also know that it's successful because it will show you all of your Nintendo Switch games and it will show you their game icons. If they are not showing the game icons, that means that you have a fake keys and firmware, or that you have an old version of the firmware and keys. So be sure to check on that. Okay, so it's time to update your Ryujinx emulator and optimize it to run Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon so that you will have the best performance for it into your PC. So to do this is just go to options and go to settings. And in this part, just pause the video and copy my settings from here on out, okay? So be sure to copy everything. So this is for general tab, and the game directories wherein you'll put your Nintendo Switch games, and your Nintendo Switch games should be in XEI or NSB file format. And now go to input, and it is better to use a controller because using control is much better. And then if you're using a mouse and keyboard, it's kind of janky and it does not fit the gameplay and it's really hard to control, okay? So go to player 1, hit configure, and just connect your Nintendo Switch Pro controller here, or your Xbox or your PlayStation here, and then just map them up according to your liking. But the dead zone should be set into 0.20% so that there will be no drifting into your playthrough within the game, okay? So once done, hit save. Now go to system. In here, just pause the video and copy every setting that I have here. Okay, so go to graphics. So this is the most important part. So the graphics backend multi-threading should be on. Graphics backend should be in Vulkan API. And the preferred GPU should be your dedicated graphics card. And in the enhancement, you should enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale should be in 2x resolution because the game will look much sharper, much more beautiful when you play it. And if your PC cannot handle the emulation, you're having performance issues, just change them back to the native resolution. But for me, 2x resolution looks much better and runs much better too. Now, post-processing effect should be none, upscale should be in bilinear, anisotropic filtering should be auto, and aspect ratio should be in 16:9. For me, because my monitor is a 1440p monitor. Once done, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon. So, a little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you guys a gameplay of this game because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they don't want it to be shown in the internet. So if I show you a gameplay of Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon to my PC running in Ryujinx emulator, then my channel will get into trouble. My channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down if I show you that. So I hope you guys do understand on that part. But I am willing to show you some proof that this game will run perfectly as long as you follow all my steps. So I'm going to boot up this game into the title screen. And once I am in the title screen, I'm just going to stop the emulation, okay? So that there is proof that it is the game that you will get. Oh, wrong. Boot up the wrong game. So I'm going to wait on that. So, yeah, so basically this is the things, these are the steps that you'll need to follow, okay? So I'm just gonna stop this emulation first because I have chosen the wrong game, which is Bayonetta 3, and it's still loading the shader cache of the games, okay? So I'm just gonna wait on it. I'm not gonna speed up the tutorial so that you can see it 100% as it is. So I'm just going to run Cereza and the Lost Demon now. And I'm just going to blur the screen here so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strike into my video tutorial. Okay. So as you can see here, this is now the title screen. So I'm just going to stop the emulation now because the game is running. So as long as you follow all the steps that I have shown you in this video tutorial, then you'll be able to play Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon into your PC with no issues at all. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of this game, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.